Everyone, DookieFartMMA here. We're going to be breaking down UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Borralho. I'm going to fuck up a lot of names in this video because I'm going to be honest, I did not look up how to pronounce them. So yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. Pretty shitty card. I'm going to say that right now also, along with I'm going to mess up these names. The card is terrible. I got all my notes right here. So let's just fucking keep going, man. Some bastard in the last video when I predicted 305 was commenting how I didn't prepare and how I wasn't very detailed. And he was absolutely right, but he's still a prick for pointing it out. But yeah, so that dude motivated me to sit down and write some shit out about every single fight, and we're going to predict these, and we're going to go 100%. So yeah, let's just jump right into it, guys. Terrible card. Wang Kong versus Victoria Leonardo. If you're watching the video, and instead of listening, the odds right there basically say how the fight's going to go. Wang Kong is a minus 1,100 favorite. And she absolutely should be. She is. It shows she's 1-0. Let's see if it still does. Because earlier today it showed she was 1-0 in the organization. Yeah, 1-0. She's 5-0. She beat Valentina Shevchenko in kickboxing about 8 or 9 years ago. So that was kind of weird, kind of random. And she just came off a first-round guillotine on not the Contender Series, I think. Oh, yeah, Road to UFC right there. It's across her chest. Is this a transgender? Anyways. Guys, she's going to fuck up Victoria. Victoria's 9-6. She has been knocked out, I think, 3 out of her last 4 times. Not good. It is not good. Yeah, all of her losses are by TKO. She's 1-3 in the UFC. She's 34. 4 of her 9 wins are by submission, so her way is getting to the ground, to win. But it ain't going to happen. Wang is more of a boxer, and she is going to knock this motherfucker out. All right. Minus 1,000 favorite. Not a lot to say. That's an easy pick. And, yeah. See, this is where I'm kind of getting at here with these names. So, obviously, I can say Nathan Fletcher. But, let's just say Ramasaka. Oh, son of a bitch. This fight just got added, no? What the fuck? Did this... Bear with me. No. Guys, I have downs. We're going to skip this one. Josiah Nunes versus fucking... Cavalcante. I don't know what to say about the Nathan Fletcher guys. I'm not going to make a pick on that because it wasn't there earlier today. It wasn't on the UFC Fight Night website, the same one I'm on. It was not on it this morning. So, yeah, because these women's fights were back-to-back, or men fights, depending on how you view Wang Kong and Josiah Nunes. But, a little funny thing about Nunes, 2 Christmases ago, I got a thing, like a UFC, like collectible shit. Came with like some gloves, a bunch of like old UFC magazine. Like it was sold by the UFC. Fight worn memorabilia, like shirt. Like when they walk out to the octagon, they have their shirt, they take it off, right? The shirt was from Nunes. I didn't even know she was still in the UFC. I thought she was long gone. But But Nunes got power in her hands, man. we'll just start off with her. She's 10-2, 7 wins by TKO or KO. Her last loss, which I think was in March, so earlier this year, was to Chelsea Chandler. And Chelsea has been on a little bit of a skid. She was the girl who turned around in the octagon and ran right into the fence earlier this year. Kind of became a little meme for about a week. And Chelsea Chandler sucks, I'm going to be honest. She's only lost like twice, but I think she still sucks. And she got outstruck bad by Chandler. And Chandler and this girl that she's fighting, Cavalcante, they're the same height. Josiah Nunes is 5'2". Not good. So this style, the height difference is obviously a problem. But she's got power in her hands, and that's why I think this fight is so close. 7 of her 10 wins are by knockout, so we'll have to see. The Cavalcante girl, obviously, like I said, 6-inch height advantage. She was an LFA champ, so, I mean, it's not UFC, but it's something to add to the resume. She's only 26 years old. She has a 3-inch reach advantage, so that will play a part in fighting someone who's 5'2", who's a midget. Yeah, she just can't get hit. Just don't get hit by her. She outlanded her last opponent by over 100 strikes. We're going to go with Cavalcante, the Portuguese girl, all right? Not the Brazilian man. But she's got power in her hands. If she knocks her out, I wouldn't be surprised just because it's women's MMA. I mean, there's not much else to say. It's women's MMA. All right, here we go. Slava Klaus Borralho versus James Lonentop. I'm going to have to go with Slava Klaus. There we go, Borralho. He did get fucked up in his last fight. He fought Chase Hooper, if you guys don't remember. Chase put it on him. He knocked him down, outstruck him on the feet. And then he followed him to the ground, and absolutely ground and pounded his head into the mat. That was all in round 1, I believe. Maybe not the knockdown, but he definitely fucking ground and pounded his ass in round 1. It should have been stopped. Round 2 comes along. He was throwing these looping hooks. Just looped to left. Bink. It didn't even look like it hit him hard. Just fucking dropped him. And that's crazy because this dude is a high-level kickboxer. That's what he's known for, is his kickboxing. His takedown defense is dog shit. But lucky for him, James Lonentop, whatever the fuck, doesn't shoot takedowns. Let's go over to Lonentop. His ground game is shit. He got submitted in round 1 and taken down 3 times his last fight. His nickname is Goku, all right? So you know he's going to be dog shit with a nickname like that. He has okay striking, but he's not on the level of Borralho. He's just a way more technical and way more credentialed kickboxer. But James has never been knocked out. So that, that's going for him, I guess. He has a chin. But he has no ground game, man. He sucks on the ground. Borralho, he has 6 to 7 wins by KO. Takedown defense is terrible. It's only at 36%. It has some good striking. But yeah, he just can't get taken down. But this dude is not known for his ground game on the other end. That's why Borralho is the favorite, and I'm having him by decision. All right? Taking him by decision. And I think he'll get it, man. I think he'll get it. Let's just move on. Zachary Reese versus Jose Daniel Medina. So, Zachary Reese, the only reason I know this guy and I recognize the name, I'm going to be honest, I didn't recognize the name, but once I remembered who he fought, I was like, oh, it's that guy. He fought Cody Brundage, and that's when Cody Brundage picked him up and fucking slammed him on the back of his head and knocked him out. Remember that card earlier in the year? There's two fights, back-to-back fights, that both ended in slam KOs. This was one of the guys that got knocked out fucking cold. Zachary Reese. Obviously, that doesn't mean he doesn't have a chin. He got fucking picked up and slammed on his fucking head, you know? Like, you can't train the back of your head for that, man. But he has 7 Okay, this is important. He's going to win. He has 7 wins. All of them are by first round finish. 5 are by KO, 2 by submission. He has a 4-inch height advantage, which, you know, I guess would benefit him if the other guy sucks and doesn't know how to, like Nunes down here, who doesn't know what she's doing with the height advantage and just sucks. So we'll see if Medina can deal with that. But he got 20-second KO in his last fight, you know, after getting slammed, so he came back from it. And Jose Medina, this guy sucks. This is what I wrote down. I was on something, dude. This guy fucking sucks. Barely got a split decision win in some random organization and lost on the Contender Series. I do not know why this guy is in the UFC. He got a split decision win over some shitter in a shitter organization, some local unit, local promotion, and then he fucking lost on the Contender Series. And now he's in the UFC fighting Zachary Reese. I think they're trying to build Reese, but I don't know how you can after Cody Brundage fucked him up. He's never lost by KO, but his last fight was at 205. So he's cutting down to 185 for this, so maybe his chin's going to be gone. And I don't know if his last fight was at 205 for some odd reason, like he normally is a 185er. This guy, I don't know anything about this guy. He shouldn't be in the UFC. It doesn't matter if he is a normal 185er. But if he was a 205er and he's cutting down to 185, his chin might go with the weight cut. And Zachary Reese obviously hits hard. 7 first-round finishes. All of his finishes in the first round. All of his wins are finishes in the first round. I can't talk, dude. Zachary Reese. He's a minus 550 favorite also. Zachary Reese by KO. Or submission. Oh, fuck. Oh, well, that's what he looks like. Dennis Bazooka. Bazooka? I don't know. Francis Marshall. Francis Marshall had an interesting last fight. He lost by KO in split decision in the last 2 fights. He's stepping in on short notice. Francis Marshall is. Bazooka was supposed to fight Danny Silva. So Francis is obviously in a disadvantage already, coming in on short notice. Literally last night. It's Wednesday today, the 21st. He stepped in last night, the 20th, on Tuesday. So he's already fucked, right? He has less than a week to prepare. He has like 5 days to prepare. Lost his last 2. But he's gotten... In his last fight, he got 2 takedowns out of 5 and got 4.5 minutes of control time and did nothing on the feet. In his KO loss, he got held down and then fucked up with ground and pound. I watched that fight back. He got taken down, held down for about 2.5 minutes, and the dude just started doing little elbows. He was in his guard. Elbow, little, just tiny ones, just bink, bink. Cut him open, and then started fucking pounding his fucking head in. So not good for Marshall. He's fucked, guys. I'm going to be honest. I haven't even read out fucking Dennis's stats or whatever you want to call it. Marshall's fucked. Pick Dennis. Dennis is 2-2 in the UFC. He lost to Sean Woodson, which is not a bad loss. Sean's pretty good. And got taken down 4 times by him. Has never got a takedown in the UFC. And he gets outstruck in all of his losses. But Dennis should try to take him down. I'm sorry. Marshall should try to work takedowns. Since he got 6 in his Contender Series win, and he got 1 or 2 every fight he's had. Like I said earlier, his striking shit, he's got fuck all for ground and pound. So don't count on a finish in this fight, especially for Marshall. He landed 15 strikes and 2 takedowns over 3 rounds and lost. Marshall did, right? So this guy, like I said, no striking, no ground and pound. 15 strikes out of 15 minutes and had 2 takedowns. I'm going to lean towards Dennis Bajukka since Francis stepped in last night, but both suck. But Dennis sucks less. Next fight, Dennis. We're taking Dennis. The first good fight on the card, guys. Edmund Shabazian versus Gerald Meerschaert. So, a lot of people think Edmund is going to absolutely run through Meerschaert and fuck him up. And I think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to run through him. Well, let me think while I read this, actually. So we'll start off with Shabazian. He's the minus 290 favorite. You can see on the screen right there. He's been in there with good guys. Brunson, Hermanson, Imavov, and Anthony Hernandez. He's lost to all of them, by the way. So it's not like he's getting in there with good guys and winning. He's losing to them all. He beat Brad Tavares in 2019. But Brad, anyone who's half decent beats Brad. He's 26 years old, Shabazian. He's been around for years, you know. Like I said, 2019 he beat him. I think he was in the UFC in 2018. So he's been around for a while. He's only 26? And Gerald is 36, all right? So obviously there's a little bit of a age gap, and the younger guy wins most of the time. And a 10-year age gap is pretty significant, especially since Gerald's had a lot of fights, he's gotten knocked out a few times also. If we remember his fight with Khamzat Chimaev, he got starched in about 45 seconds with 1 punch. Yeah. Gerald's 36. You see him get taken down by these high-level grapplers every time he fights them. I'm talking about Edmund. He gets taken down by these guys. Brunson, Hermanson. He got taken down multiple times. All of those guys finished the fight, by the way. Besides Hermanson, I want to say. I think Imavov finished him too. Hermanson didn't finish Shabazian, though. He either gets KO'd or knocks them out. And Meerschaert can be a little chinny. So I think Shabazian is going to knock out Gerald Meerschaert after reading my notes back and thinking about it a little bit. And people always talk about, oh, but Gerald's ground games, you know, he has a really good ground game. You don't want to be on the ground with this guy. Guys, he fucking takes down his opponents once a fight. And that's it. I'm not saying he has shitty striking. Like, his striking's all okay. It's not as good as Edmund's, though. His way to win is by submission, Gerald Meerschaert. Shabazian's striking is too good, but Meerschaert doesn't get that many takedowns, like I just said. In his last few fights, he's gotten 3 takedowns, 1 takedown, 0 takedowns, 1, 1, and 1. So out of 6 fights, he's only gotten 3 takedowns in 1 fight. All the rest are either 1 or 0. And the 3 takedowns was in his last fight, all right, against Brian Barberena, who's lost fucking 12 times. He's 18-12. No shit you're going to take down that tubby motherfucker. That was when Barberena was moving up. He used to be a welterweight. And he moved up to middleweight. And you're like, dude, you look fat. You're just a fat, you look like Kelvin Gastelum, you fatty. It didn't do anything for him. He just got fucked up. But if Meerschaert can get multiple takedowns in this fight, then I have him winning. If he lands 3 takedowns, I don't think Shabazian is going to be getting up from that. Or he's gonna just win by decision or win by submission. So I think the odds are a little too skewed in this. I did say Shabazian is gonna win, and I still think he will win. But if you're looking at their, now I'm doubting myself. Shabazian's gonna win. But anytime Shabazian gets in there with these better guys, Hermanson, Brunson, Imavov, Anthony Hernandez. He gets taken down multiple times and finished on the ground, submitted, or like TKO'd on the ground, right? And Mearshardt's he's one of the better guys Shabazian's faced. Obviously, like I said, I just listed Jared Mearshart is not as good as any of those guys I just listed, but he's still like one of the better guys, you know, more well-known guys. And yeah, Shabazian better fucking defend his takedowns, because if he doesn't, Mearshart will win. Especially since we've seen what happens when Shabazian gets taken down by good grapplers. Mearshart just needs to shoot. Anyway, I have Shabazian winning. By knockout, too. Yeah. Neil Magny, guys. This motherfucker is still fighting. And you can see the odds for this one, too. A plus 600. And damn right he is. Damn right he's a plus 600 against Michael Morales. Neil Magny pisses me off, dude. His face pisses me off. He looks stupid. He has shitty fights. And he just gets his ass kicked. He came back and won against that shitter Mike Malott in Canada in January. Because Mike Malott, I think he gassed. I remember he gassed, and then Neil Magny got on top in the last round with like a minute left and TKO'd him on the ground. But, gosh, that's how shit is Mike Malott, all right? Magny's 37, pretty dog shit. No KO threat whatsoever. No KO threat. Shitty submissions, right? He submitted some people in his career. Like, I think his best one off the top of my head is Daniel Rodriguez. I'm sure he's gotten other guys, like okay guys, but that's just off the top of my head. Shitty submissions. He ain't getting any younger, tell you that. And he never checks leg kicks. We saw this in his fight against Ian Gary. Ian almost finished him with leg kicks. He probably could have if he fucking just started, you know. Or he probably just could have finished him in general. But he didn't. Neil Magny sucks, all right? Rank number 12, he's never been higher. He gets like, he got a shot at Gilbert Burns. Remember that? A layup for Gilbert, like a comeback fight. I don't even know if it was a comeback fight, but fuck it. Yeah, Gilbert, take the night off. We're going to give you Neil Magny. Submits him in one, right? I think it was the first round he submitted him with like an arm triangle. It's like, what the fuck? But Morales, all right? He's 25 years old, so 12-year age gap, guys. He's 16-0. They're feeding Magny to the wolves, and I love it. 16-0. And he's got a couple good wins in Max Griffin, Trevin Giles, and Jake Matthews. So he's not some scrub. You know, these guys are decent guys, okay guys. And he beat them all. He's 16-0. And I see him outstriking Magny for a decision win in a 30-27. Since there's no threat of the KO, I think Morales is going to just beat the shit out of him. I don't think he's going to finish him. I don't think he's going to finish him at all. I think it's going to be 30-27 ass whooping. And that's it. And if you don't, just pick this guy. If you don't think it's going to be a decision, if you think submission or fucking KO, that's cool. But this guy's going to win no matter what. So, all right. See, this is what I mean. This fucking, this website sucks dick, dude. This fight was not on this morning on the fucking website, so we're skipping it. I don't give a shit, guys. Ryan Loder versus Robert Valentin. Now, this is the Ultimate Fighter fight, all right? Tough finale. I don't have a lot on this fight because I don't really care. Frey is a good ground game, and I think he'll get a sub or decision when using his grappling. Ryan's more of a striker. He has a couple KO wins. Let's see if I can click on him right here. 4 wins by knockout, so over half his fights by KO. 7-1, 3-fight win streak. Ultimate Fighter. I'm retarded. Ultimate Fighter finale. I didn't watch the Ultimate Fighter. I don't care. The Ultimate Fighter sucks dick. So we're picking Robert by submission or decision. All right. Now this being a co-main event to a fight night is absolutely fucking disgraceful. If anything, it should be Gerald Meerschaert and Edmund Shabazian. But we have Angela Shitbag Hill versus Tabitha Ricci. I'm not going to say anything about this woman or her appearance, like a lot of people do. But you know, everyone knows. Oh, yeah. Angela Hill. She's a shitter. This fight's a pick'em because that's how bad Tabitha Ricci is. Angela Hill is almost 40 years old. She's 39. With a record of 17-13. If she didn't go on that little streak she did, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years ago, she was like 1 or 2 fights away from having an even record. I was like, what the fuck? What in the fuck? She sucks. But she does just enough to stay in the rankings. And she's been like that her entire career. She sucks just enough. I would beat her. I wrote this. I said I would beat her. I would beat her. I would bet every penny, everything to my name, that I would beat her in a 15-minute fight, cage fight. All right? She's gotten a couple of decent wins recently, right? Or Denise Gomez was pretty recent. And she beat Lupi Gordina. God, I want to just restart the video because I'm sounding so retarded throughout it. Lupi Godinez. And Lupi has a win over Tabitha Ricci. Hill mixes in the takedowns, but doubt she will do it against Ricci because she's more of a fucking grappler. Ricci is. But Ricci got her last fight was pretty disgraceful. She got gifted a decision over Tisha Pennington. But she does have a couple good wins, like Jillian Robertson and Polyana Viana. She lost to Manan Fiat. That's the French lady, who's actually pretty fucking good. But she's pretty good. And it was Ricci's debut when she had to fight her. So you can't even give her shit for that. You can't. She's dating that one dude, Callum Walsh, that boxer that the UFC promotes like a motherfucker. And I don't really give 2 shits about him. He's lucky though. He is lucky. Ricci needs to get takedowns, guys, and do work on the ground. But Hill will be a good fight for her, and will probably be close because she sucks. Tabitha Ricci sucks fucking dick. Callum Walsh's dick. She sucks. She kind of looks like a man. Am I being too rude or too critical? I think she has very manly face features. Not like that. Not like this is like a ranking the best looking female fighters video, but we're gonna have to do that one obviously. But as the fans say, she makes up for it in other places. Yeah. I think Tabitha's career is going to be like, she's barely getting these decision wins. Like, she barely scrapes by Angela Hill. And then they'll give her someone else. And she barely scrapes by him, but she's slowly making her way up the rankings, but barely doing it, you know? That's what I think her career is going to be until she gets to the top and gets fucked up. And it's a pick'em fight. Taking Tabitha, guys. Decision. And now we are at the main event. Jared Cannonier versus Kyle Borralho. So, obviously this guy killed, what was that grappler's name? The Scottish guy.
I write it down.
Paul Craig. There we go. Blanked out. He killed Paul Craig in his last fight. Paul Craig looked like he was dead, having a seizure on the ground. I feel bad for Paul Craig, but he fucking sucks. He's got power in his hands, and he has good grappling, Borralho. I don't see Cannonier shooting for takedowns in this fight because of the submission threat from Borralho. And he's coming off a KO win against Paul Craig, like I said. Has two good wins, other good wins, over Abush Magomedov. Here we go, guys. And Michael Onjacek, and he just came off a loss to Shara Bullet on short notice, right? I think it was like a week notice, if that, or 2 weeks notice maybe. But yeah, he submitted Onjacek by round 2, rear naked choke. He's 8-0 in the UFC. Minus 230 favorite. Yeah. They're giving him the number 5 guy. He's fighting out of the Fighting Nerds. I saw it. That gym's gotten popular over the last week. Everyone's talking about it. But Cannonier lost his last fight by a pretty terrible stoppage. Imabov fucking rocked him pretty good. And obviously, if the fight kept going, who knows if Cannonier would have got knocked out or not. But before that, Jared had landed 1 takedown, and I think he got taken down twice. I think he got taken out twice by him. Don't quote me on it. Actually do. I think he did. He absolutely murdered Vettori, killed him. Vettori is dead. Landed 241 strikes and 4 takedowns on Vettori, who is a wrestler, you know. Definitely he's been using his striking more, though. But he killed him. His good power is really good power, obviously. He used to be a fucking heavyweight. It's fatty. And then he got shredded and grew some hair out of nowhere. But he has good power. And he's been mixing in takedowns recently. But like I said, I don't think he's shooting takedowns on this dude. He is 40 years old and coming off a TKO loss. Doesn't matter if it's late or early stoppage or not. He still lost by TKO. He still got rocked. And that was not that long ago. He's making a quick turnaround, and he's 40. I just don't think he's going to win. I'm taking Borralho, man. I don't know. I don't think he's going to finish him, to be honest with Gosh, maybe he does. Maybe he pulls off like a TKO or some shit. Or he gets takedowns from this. Nah. Borralho's going to win, all right? I'm picking Borralho to win this fight. Pretty terrible card. There's 3 fights. Because who cares about Neil Magny? This dude's going to rape him. Edmund Shabazian. That's a good fight, obviously. Jared Cannonier is a good fight, obviously. I mean, I said 3, including this, are just good. People just know their names, you know? People don't know fucking Wang Kong. He's a good fighter. Zachary Reese. I mean, there's potential on this card. Maybe they're going to fucking starch these guys. Let's hope. Yeah. But that is it, guys. I fucking did a decent amount of research, a lot of research for this. Let's hope they fucking pan out, all right? Let's hope. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Who's winning in the main event? Let me know in the comments, guys. New video coming out almost every other day, or almost every day. And yeah, DookieFartMMA out. Peace.